Homeopathy is an elusive word. This is my first video of a three-part series. In the first part, I will be discussing history, in the second, health, and in the third part, how homeopathy evolved into a complete system of medicine and healing. The history teaches that how this holistic system of medicine turned into health and ultimate healing, how homeopathic medicine evolved into a much better system of healing against orthodox medical conditions. The conventional or orthodox medicine has a dark and bleak history. Here is a statement of Dr. Nathan Davis Smith, who was very instrumental in the establishment of American Medical Association in 1845, which was the year. Dr. Smith says that all the young man has to do is gain admittance in the office of some young physician, where he can have access to a series of ordinary medical textbooks, and see a patient perhaps once a month, which perhaps a hasty post-mortem examination once a year, and in the course of 3 years thus spent 1 or 2 courses of lectures in the medical colleges, where the whole science of medicine, including anatomy, physiology, chemistry, materia medica, pathology, practice of medicine, medical jurisprudence, surgery, and midwifery, are crowded upon his mind in the short space of 16 weeks, and his education, both primary and medical, is deemed complete. The system of barbaric medicine started in the 19th century, which continued till this day. Bloodletting and application of leeches were common practice even through the mid-1800s. One French doctor bloodlet so much that some jokingly estimated that he spilled more blood in his medical practice than was spilled throughout the entire Napoleonic Wars. Dr. Benjamin Rush, considered the father of American medicine, asserted that bloodletting was useful in all general and chronic diseases. As many as 41 million leeches were imported into France in 1833 alone. In the United States, one firm imported 500,000 leeches in 1856. Its competitor imported 300,000 leeches. In conventional medicine, the disease concept was always materialistic in nature: bloodletting, cupping, and leeching, and that escalated a patient's suffering. Death of a president and the details of how our one founding father, George Washington, died of bloodletting. Here is a recent article that appeared in New York Times, 14th December 1999, written by Herbert Mitgang, a 200-year-old malpractice debate. The article notes that in 1799, Dr. Benjamin Rush, a renowned physician, signer of Declaration of Independence, and one-time Surgeon General of the Continental Army, was defending himself against allegations of malpractice because of excessive bloodletting. He sued a journalist who accused him of killing patients. Dr. Rush won his case on December 14 as it happened, but the verdict did not allay the popular suspicion that bleeding could be harmful. Still, bloodletting did not die out as regular practice until the mid-19th century. On Washington's fateful day, Albin Rollins, one of the overseers and bloodletter, was summoned Washington bared his arm. The overseer had brought his lancet and made an incision. Washington said, "Don't be afraid." That day Rawlings drew 12 ounces of blood, then 18 ounces, another 18 ounces, and a final 32 ounces into a porcelain bleeding ball. The unholistic understanding of disease. The three doctors have three different opinions and methods to treat Washington. After the fourth bloodletting, the patient improved slightly and was able to swallow, but about 10 p.m. his condition deteriorated, but he was still rational enough to whisper burial instructions to Colonel Tobias Lear, his secretary. At 10:20 p.m., Dr. James Crike, 69, an Edinburgh-trained physician who had served with Washington in the French and Indian Wars, closed Washington's eyes. Another Edinburgh-trained physician, Dr. Gustavus Richard Brown, 52, was also present. The third physician, Dr. Elisha Cullen Dick, 37, who had been appointed coroner the previous year, stopped the clock in Washington's bedroom at that moment. With perfect resignation and full possession of his reason, Colonel Lear wrote afterward, "He closed his well-spent life, apparently." The three doctors were not unanimous about the best means to treat Washington. The cruelty and fascism of allopathic medicine has not stopped. After bloodletting, here is the list of otomies. This cutting of human bodies is not called medicine. This is simply butchery. The suffix otomy is derived from Greek suffix otomos, meaning cutting, sharp, or separate. Hysterectomy is the surgical removal of uterus. Bronchotomy is the surgical incision into the throat. Cordotomy is a surgical procedure that disables selected pain-conducting tracts in the spinal cord. Mastectomy, from Greek breast or cutting out, is the medical term for the surgical removal of one or both breasts. Thyrotomy can also refer to cutting the thyroid gland. Then it goes on to cingulotomy, clitoridectomy, colostomy, coloptomy, and all the way up to thoraectomy, transorbital lobotomy, and zootomy. Instead of Angelina Jolie to go for breast cancer preventive double mastectomy, she should have consulted a homeopathic practitioner. That's very simple. The reason for Angelina Jolie's double mastectomy that she inherited breast cancer and BRCA1 gene. She made this difficult decision because, having lost her mother to ovarian cancer, she discovered she carries a faulty copy of BRCA1 gene, which put her at a very high risk of getting both forms of disease. It is toxic chemicals and their abuse that cause cancer. Hahnemann lessened the intensity of those chemicals. About Hahnemann we'll talk later. In Hahnemann's time, besides bloodletting and leeching, Orthodox physicians used medicines made from mercury, lead, arsenic, opium, and various strong herbs to help purge the body of foreign disease-causing matters. We'll use the word allopathy for Orthodox medicine or conventional medicine. As you can see in this slide, that marijuana has killed nobody. And in the cartoon, the doctor is saying that keep away from that dangerous drug. But here we have Paxil, Xanax, Vicodin, Vioxx, Prozac, Lavendia, and Celebrex, or Zyprexa also. That has killed hundreds and thousands of American people because of drug reactions. So that was the brief history of allopathic medicine. In the next movies, I'll show you how homeopathic medicine came in rebellion to conventional medicine. Here I am, a friend of health. I'm a member of Nourishdoc team. My name is Ahmed Masood. I'm a classical Hahnemannian homeopath with minimum dose, one remedy, and wait for the results. That's how I prescribe all my remedies with compassion and care. At Nourishdoc, we are committed to help you to achieve your wellness objectives, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire wellness spectrum from homeopathy, homeopathic lifestyle, and homeopathic living. Here is a word of warning. This presentation is for educational and informative use only. I'm prescribing nothing. As a health practitioner, don't use homeopathic remedies without correct diagnosis or just because you've read it on the internet or heard that any one member of your community has healed. Visit our website at www.nourishdoc.com. I really appreciate in listening to this presentation. Kindly wait for the second part and then the third part of the presentation. Thank you.